I'm of the opinion that it doesn't have the right setup to thrive. I think it's the most in jeopardy of any of the major platforms. Whew, have you ever had one of those days? Today is one of those days. Welcome back to the Commonwealth cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. We're happy to have you here. I'm just going to tell you in advance, my wife almost had to come down here and do this video for me today. I have just been running around like crazy. We had snow. My daughter's had practice, and I've been driving around, and it takes forever because of the snow. There's so much going on right now. And a lot of it I just don't even have time to talk about. But I do want to finally answer a question that I've got from a lot of new resellers, and I want to get your opinion out there as well. What platform would you start selling on if you started selling today, if you were a new seller? Also, I get the question, which one is the worst? We're going to talk about the platforms today, and I want to get y'all's opinions. There won't be agreement on this, but I'm going to tell you the two platforms that I hate the most. Well, I don't know if it's the two. There's one more I'm not even going to... Well, I'll mention it, I guess. But these two just... I don't know. I don't see good things coming for them. Let's just say that. So I asked my wife, I was like, if you do this video today, what are you going to do? And she gave me the greatest answer ever. And so we're going to do what she said some other time, but today's not the day. She has agreed to come and ship for me. When I get this done, she's going to come and handle the shipping. Y'all might remember I sold something similar to this on the very last episode. I have one more that's really small, and it was sitting over here, and it was much smaller than this one. And the much smaller one, it had some glass eyes in it. This one does not. Sold for $40. This one did not sell for nearly as much. It's not in quite as good a condition, plus it's a different model, plus I think it's like a planter kind of thing. The other one was purely decorative, and these are still cool. I pick them up all the time. This one, so we had it listed for $30, so not a high dollar one. We sent an offer out. Got $27.50 plus shipping, so not massive money for something that takes a little bit of time to ship. But I just don't pass these things up if they're in decent condition for a cheap price. These dogs have never really seen this much snow as out there. It's only like 4 inches. You finally gave out, didn't you, bud? So you're too tired. So you're still ready to go, huh? So I have 21 things I could ship out of here today, but I'm only going to do 11. I'm going to do the bare minimum that I have to get shipped out of here today, because I still, it's already 8:30 at night, excuse me, it's 7:53. And I still have about 3 hours of work, which is why my wife's going to come down here and help me. So it's really cool. I don't know if she'll come on the video, but she's going to come down and help. So we're going to go through. There are some pretty cool ones in here. And we'll talk about these sales. After about 3 or 4, we'll get to the topic, my 2 least favorite reselling platforms. And also talk about some of the platforms that I don't think the future looks too good for. And maybe even weave another topic or two through the rest of this video. All right, this one right here, I always got to be careful, because when you have nice purses in here, I don't want to scratch them on the top of this. My wife tells me I need to get a different plan for my purses. She's probably right. This is a Coach purse right here, and it is in pretty darn good condition, but not perfect. But it's an older Coach purse, and it's blue. It's big purse. It's got the little, wait a minute, this isn't even the right purse. All right, I grabbed the right one and put that one back. It's a Coach purse. See, they did look pretty similar for a second there. That was a Dooney and Burke. And this one is a Coach bag in very nice condition. And I've gotten pretty good at figuring out if Coach is real or not. I'm still a novice with purses, but I'm doing okay. I oftentimes will buy these purses now and do pretty good with them. This isn't pretty, that's even the bottom. Just a tiny little mark right there. And this one sold for 80 bucks. Is that right? $79.95 plus shipping. You ever been to one of those yard sales? I wish I could have filmed outside today. It's so pretty out there. Where everything's overpriced and you just won't give up. So for me, around here, I just don't quit, because there's only so many yard sales to go to around here, especially, well, this time of year, there's none. Maybe one inside or something in a state sale, but that's about it. We live in a fairly rural area. So this was a sale down in Roanoke, Virginia, and that's a good ways from us, but I was running out of real estate on my way back into the country, and I'm like, well, this is the end of the road at this sale, and everything was a little overpriced, but I found 2 things at that sale. This was one of them. You know, clothing, sometimes you can get a deal on. They had, I don't know, $5 on most stuff, even the clothing, and everything else was a little too much. And this one I got for $3. And look at that old tag, made in the USA, University of Richmond. Wasn't a huge score, but you know, you've already used gas, you've already bought a bunch of stuff that day, you want to find some winners on the way home. That's what we did with this one. So 3 into $24.95. Didn't take that long to sell either. It's been around for a few months plus shipping. It's always a good day when I get to sell some cheap Tupperware, which is pretty much all Tupperware. If you remember on the Commonwealth Picker channel, picked up like 6 trash bags full of Tupperware. And we got rid of quite a bit of it, to be honest. A lot of it was broken, mismatched. We sold some on shopcommons.net in bulk. And I still have bags left. And so we're bringing them in bit by bit. I don't want that bin to get over full, so we're just kind of slowly going through it. We're well into the profit on those bags already, and this is just going to add to it, even though it's not a huge dollar sale. But hey, spring's coming. Who doesn't want that? I wish they had lids. There's only one lid here. If they all had lids, they'd go for another $5 or so. This one sold for $11.95 plus shipping. All right, 2 more, and we're going to hit the topic for the day. And this one is kind of a see I told you so. Because, boy, I got criticized every which way from Sunday on what I'm going to pull out of here, plus a different item at a garage sale. And some of you may remember this video, although it didn't get too many watches. Matter of fact, I think it's running right now. This one was a challenge. I'll get back to this in a second. That one, it says this one was a challenge if you look it up on the Commonwealth Picker channel. And this lady was awesome. She knew what she had. She had prices that most pickers would think was way too high and walk away. But I had exactly one garage sale to go to that day. It was getting well into the fall, and it was cold, and there was nothing around. I'm like, I'm going to go to it, because not many people are going to go out. And it was a good listing. It had cool stuff in it. But you didn't know how much the prices were till you got there. I ended up finding some really good deals at that sale, and sold off a bunch of stuff, you know, $3 into $30 kind of stuff. I did that 2 or 3 times, and a few other good deals. But then when it came to this Barbie that she had, that I can't remember, it was a Rapunzel Barbie, and she wanted top dollar for that, and it was too much for me to make money on. I ended up paying, what did I end up paying there, y'all? I have to go watch it. Something like 180, something like that. I can't remember exactly. Is that right? I don't even remember the sale. I don't want to get into it too much. That's what it looked like. Played me like a fiddle, because she was good. And the funny part is she commented on the video. She had asked me what my channel was and all that. She said, I think I watched you before. And so she was watching the videos as they were coming out. When she saw that one, she said, I can't remember what she said in it. I pinned the comment. She was really sweet. So I ended up buying 2 items. The Barbie and this. And she wanted top dollar for them. And I ended up paying, I don't even remember what the deal was. You have to watch it. But I knew in my mind that once I sold that Barbie, if I sold it for what I thought I could get, and I got it, then what I would be down $20 after I sold that Barbie, after fees and everything. So this essentially, I know it didn't, but it essentially cost me $20. Now I had to sell that other one in order to get to the point where this cost me $20. Because it didn't originally, and this one sold for $114.95 plus shipping. So let's do the math here. So that means, yeah, let's go crazy and say it's $30 in fees. Wait a minute, what am I talking about? $114.95? No, it wouldn't be that much. Let's say it's $20 in fees for this right here, because I don't promote. So 40, that means I'm making about $75 profit on this item right there. And I bet you if you go back and watch that video, that's probably what I say, like $50 to $80 profit in the end. And a lot of people watched me like negotiate hard with her, haggling over like $10 kind of thing. And some of them didn't like it. And I was, I'm just being honest, and so is she. And it had to get to that point for me to actually make that purchase. And I had a lot of pickers and flippers arguing with me about it. You paid way too much, and why would you invest, I don't know what I paid, $100 and something in order to make, $60 or $70. And I get it, but man, it's 2 sales and you make $60. I mean, look at me, I'm selling Tupperware for goodness sake. 1 sale and I'm making, maybe $9 on that. I'll invest a little bit of extra money for that high dollar thing that I think I can flip, because the return on investment is actually pretty good when you compare it to other investment things. Now, there's risk too, so don't get me wrong. Risk of return and different things like that. But to me, that was like, she pushed me past my limit and I still bought it. And I'm happy I did because I just made some money. All right, here is an Anna. I love this item right here. And I loved the lady that I picked it from. She was so sweet. And I bought a couple of Annalee. And Annalee, y'all, it's hit and miss. It really is. But this one was cool. I'd never seen it before. It had a little platform that I think somebody added to it, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure they did. But this was a cool little golfer, Annalee 97, New Hampshire, USA. And it didn't sell for much, but I didn't pay much. $15.95 plus shipping. It was a viewer sale. I don't think we had too many viewer sales. Let me look. One, maybe two. So, and maybe a few repeat buyers. So we'll see. This one went to Lola. She says, "Hi, Kevin. Viewer sale here. I've been watching this little golfer for many weeks. And since my birthday is tomorrow," very cool, "I figured I would treat myself. Always love watching your channels and get a kick out of the Trash to Cash podcast." Lola, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't encourage those two. Keep doing what you do best, Lola. Lola, thank you so much. All right, let's talk about platforms. And I know I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say some of this because I don't want to make people mad. This is my personal opinion. And my business is very different, right? I'm trying to run social media. I'm trying to build a live selling marketplace with a bunch of partners, which is doing really well right now, which is preoccupying me a little bit. Not because I'm a huge live seller. I'm not. Matter of fact, I've been hardly selling over there at all. But I just like the idea of providing opportunity for folks. And this kind of ties into something I want to say in a minute about these other platforms. I'm predominantly an eBay seller. I likely always will be predominantly an eBay seller. You never know, so I just can't say that definitely. And I know most people who watch are. I love it. I've loved it for years. It's sustained my family. It's given me joy. It's allowed me to go pick like I love to do and make a profit doing something I love. But I don't agree with the folks that say that live selling, for instance, is going to really undermine eBay. It's going to have an effect, and the market share is being lost, but eBay's still growing. There's always going to be a place for eBay, and in my opinion, it's going to be bigger and better, and it's going to continue to grow. I think the live selling actually has a bigger effect on platforms like Mercari. I do not sell on Mercari anymore, and I know a lot of people do. I know a few people who sell exclusively on Mercari, which kind of blows my mind. So I really don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the fact that your listings really, they get old quick. And once they get old, they really die off. It takes a lot of effort to work Mercari, and I don't like that. And you have to work eBay too. You know, you can't have old, stagnant listings, but I often sell old, stagnant things. You're going to see a couple things that are super old that sold today. And what I mean by super old is that they've been in my store a long time. So I like to list it and forget it to some degree. You can't just completely forget things. You have to take care of the back end of your store. And I just have no motivation to do that over there on Mercari. However, I would say that Poshmark I even like less. And it's not because it doesn't work, because I know so many people who Poshmark works for them just tremendously. They're great Poshmark sellers. Tell me if that's you down below. It's just not my style. And I'm not predominantly a clothing seller either, and I know tons of stuff other than that sells over on Poshmark. The bundling aspect and the sharing aspects, and you can automate stuff. I just can't quite get into it. So for me, if I was to suggest to a new reseller where to start, it'd be right here. It'd be right here on eBay. Now, you know, we've talked about other things as well. Matter of fact, let me pick a few more things and we'll get into those topics. And this item here that I'm going to pick reminds me of something. You know, I've been reselling for 25 years. I've never sold or listed or subscribed to Etsy one time. And I think if I had to go back, I think I would. Especially because you can sell, you know, obviously there's handmade and all kinds of different stuff over there. But you can sell vintage over there. And I love vintage, it's my favorite. This, I'm going to show you a picture of it. I'll back up here. I would have never picked this up. I'm constantly learning, and some of you probably already knew this. These are those like peg, I don't know if they're called votive candle, or they're peg candles. And they're, let's see what I put in this thing. They're Homeco. And I would have never picked these up, but they were in a box. I was at a super cheap yard sale. And so I just started buying stuff because it's like, yeah, you can screw something up and you're still going to make money. And there was a box, and I picked it up, and there was one thing in there, I don't even remember what it was, that I liked. I'm like, that thing will sell on a live show or something. And those things were in there. I probably passed that stuff up 100 times in the last 25 years. And I got them home. I'm like, yeah, we'll look them up. They sold for $21.80. That was out on a 5% offer. $21.80 for those plus shipping. Not huge money, but daggone, I paid $1 for the entire box, and there was other stuff in it. And so I can't say, hey, I really don't enjoy Poshmark and Mercari, and not include the fact that I've never sold on Etsy. I'll tell you what I don't like at all is local selling on Facebook Marketplace. It is totally not my style. And there are people that watch this show that they do a ton of business on their storage auction people and stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. So obviously I don't sell on Whatnot anymore. I do enjoy the community aspect of what we've got going with Dibdit and all the other aspects of it over there. So I sold on Depop for a while. I kind of liked it. I liked the system, but I got away from that as well. Is anybody still selling on Depop? Tell me in the comments. Here's an example of why I personally love eBay. And I don't preach to people. I tell people to do what they want to do and find what brings them joy, what makes them money. And I just don't preach to people. But for me, this is one of the essential reasons why I like it. I had to get my college hat bin, even though this isn't really a hat. I could do this back there, but I'm carrying a camera, so I bring it up here. This is something, all right, there's different styles of these. It's so funny because different styles sell for different money. Like sometimes I've got as much as $20 for these in the past. These are stadium giveaways. I find them all the time around here. Gotta find the right one though, just a second. All right, two different patterns. This is the one I want, should say Runkin Pratt on the back. Oh no, did I get it right? Do I have it wrong? No, okay, there it is. Carter Bank and Trust. The other one says Runkin Pratt, but this is the right one. And this one, I'm trying to think, one of them was broken. I think I already sold the broken one. Pretty sure, yeah, both of these are good. Now I normally sell these for more than this. This one on 30% off, unfortunately, but that's okay. We had 3 of them and sold them. I bought them for $1 a piece. But these things, I've used the same listing and just added quantity over the years. And I've sold so many of these. It's simple. And I've sold them for like $15.95 a piece around there. This one went for a lot less because it went on discount. It went for $11.16. But you know, I haven't touched that listing in years. I've just added to it. And sometimes when you have a listing that doesn't sell for a while, you know, you can just take it down, put it back up. I understand the system. And there's less work, legwork to get stuff to sell than, in my opinion, on Poshmark or on Mercari for that matter. So tell me, you Mercari folks out there, do you think it's going to thrive in the future? I'm of the opinion that it doesn't have the right setup to thrive. I think it's the most in jeopardy of any of the major platforms. I could be wrong. They could have a card up their sleeve. It seems to be they've been grasping at straws for a while and made some pretty reckless decisions. And they were marketing to the casual seller. Somebody to get on there and be a casual seller, casual buyer. And to be honest with you, it's people like me and you, if you're a reseller out there, that drive these things. And marketing to the casual seller was not the best technique. Do you remember way back? Do you remember back in the day, and it's maybe COVID and even before, seeing all the Mercari ads, basically marketing it to everybody to be a seller over there? And I don't think that that model is the best. I mean, let's be honest. And I don't want to be critical of any new sellers out there or casual sellers, but it doesn't always make for a good buyer experience. And I think that that's part of the problem. People will buy on Mercari and have a bad experience because the seller doesn't know much about what they're doing. They don't know how to pack. They don't know how to ship. A lot of them do, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of folks who don't. They don't pay attention to what's going on over there. It takes them too long to ship it. They got to cancel orders because it's sold on some other platform. There's all kinds of issues that I think are going to be really difficult for Mercari to overcome, especially in the age of a growing market share in live selling. Kind of crazy. I went to the college bin twice in the same day, and even crazier than that, this is the 3rd sale I made from the greatest vintage clothing buy, oh my goodness, that I've ever had. And it was the sale, it was the 127 sale. It was right in the middle of it. And I was the lucky one who saw the person putting out their sign on a Saturday morning. Can't even get this off my hand. And had a massive, just filled a car up with clothing for like $96 or something crazy. Tennessee Wesleyan College. This is an old school one. It's a little crooked, actually. 2-line hat. Look at that thing. And I don't think, yeah, it's an auto cap made in Thailand. But there can't be many of those out there. And it would be a tough seller. And it was. It took 2.5 years to sell this. And it sold $10.46 plus shipping. And I know that seems absolutely crazy to some people. I get that. But man, I sold one item from that sale. One. So if you remember, it was a Richard Petty pit crew shirt. And it was actually worn by one of the people on the pit crew in his third championship season. And we found pictures, thanks to Tim over the years, of that guy wearing that exact shirt. And it sold for $750. And the whole truck was full of stuff for $96 or something like that. And that made that sale. So I ended up giving away to a lot of my friends who were there at the 127, giving away a bunch of stuff that they could sell. And then I also have sold tons of it, sold some in bulk. But I've sold 3 things from that sale that have been around here for 2.5 years. Just the last week. It's kind of crazy. But I love that stuff. And I know a lot of people don't want to do that. But if I have room in those hat bins and I got room in here, I'm going to keep doing it. All right, we sold another Enaman. We have greatly slowed down how much we sell these because this is all we have. That. And that is it. And I wasn't going to sell... These used to be up here, and I was going to keep them up there forever and keep those up there forever. But people keep asking, so I'm like, okay. So I took those down out of here, and I'm like, I'll sell one more crate worth. And Grant bought this. Thank you very much. This is a great story. If you're new to the channel, you can go check out the Enaman video. And this guy gets things moving in your eBay store. Guaranteed to succeed 99.8% of the time. And we hope, Grant, he gets things moving for you. Here's another example. And look, you don't want stuff hanging around your place for years. But this one's been here for 4 years. And some of you go way back. You know this. It's kind of crazy. I bought these for $2 a piece at Walmart. This entire rack, if you go back all the way over to about here, was full of these things that I bought from this university at Walmart for $2 a piece. And this is all we have left, right up to this red one right here. That's it. So maybe 75 to 80% of it is sold. The reason we have these left, it was a big mistake back then. I decided I would buy all the smalls. That was dumb. All the mediums, larges, all that stuff, all sold, extra larges. And the smalls just are super slow sellers. Still have 12 to go after this. And they're on discount at this point. But we made well over $1,000, I think. No, probably not. $800. Now, it's not exactly the best buy I've ever made. But you know what? They still sell all these years later. So there's 13 left, sold for $13.96. We paid $2. And there probably was 40 of the smalls. We probably had 90 in all of these things. And a lot of them sold for around $20 plus shipping. I think I remember doing a video saying, when I bought them, saying, when they all sell, we'll make like $1,100 profit or something. And so we've sold some on discount. So it's probably going to be, once those are all gone, you know, when I'm on Social Security, because we still have 12 to go. It'll probably be around $1,000, somewhere between $800 and $1,000 profit on those. I don't know. Wasn't the best, but hey, it's money. Here's another great example of why I highly suggest eBay for folks, unless you're niche down and you know a different platform is better. You know, what platform can you sell such a wide variety? I mean, it's a hose, for goodness sake. And I sold those for $50 plus shipping. You know, are you really going to sell a hose on Posh? I mean, I suppose you could. Right? And people do, and people will tell me stories in the comments on this video. They're like, I sold this the other day on Posh. But I just feel like the wide variety. A lot of people think, hey, I need this, and there's nowhere to find it. Let me check eBay. Check eBay first. Hashtag check eBay first. So there's another reason I like it. Don't get me wrong, eBay has its problems. There's no doubt about it. But if somebody, you know, that wanted my honest opinion said, if I'm going to start reselling, where do I start first? There's my opinion. I wouldn't even suggest that a new reseller start on Mercari or Poshmark or whatnot, or even selling live. Well, maybe if that's something they definitely wanted to do and the situation was right. Or deep. I wouldn't even suggest they do any of that until they master eBay. This I sold before. I had the wrong number on it, and I got a return. But we sold it again. And it sold for $33.20 plus shipping. Sold a Harley patch lot. I think this one went out. Been around for a while. And this little Harley patch lot, I got it in a bundle of Harley stuff, and I always like to get the little throw-ins, you know, if I see a few little Harley pieces and they're trying to sell me a big one, you know, like, I'll do that, but give me these things too. You can really whittle down the price. 30% off, and they sold for $10.46 plus shipping. Sold a plush, not a high dollar plush. My wife bought this one. I think she bought it on one of our most popular videos ever. Anytime she's in a video, it always does far better, and she reminds me. It is a circus gorilla. That was fond memories. We used to go up to a little place in California called Willow Creek. We'd drive up from Southern California, and we would always stop at Circus Reno when I was a little kid. And there it is. Free Circus X. Circus. And this one did not sell for quite a while. I think, did it go on 30%, or we just listed it at $10? We just listed this one at $10, which typically we wouldn't do, but I wasn't going to tell my wife no. She's like, I'm buying it. And it sold for $10 plus shipping. I haven't been listing too many buy it now items over on shopcommons.net as much as I was, say, a month ago, but we did sell one today, just a little lot of jeans, and I can't remember who bought it, so forgive me if you're a viewer, but there's some good money in this lot, $20 plus shipping. They were old bell bottoms, and they had some issues, but some of the old bell bottoms for women go for big bucks, and these were older ones. Last year I did really well with these tool bags, these construction things on your belt, and some of them go for big bucks. So I just picked this one up for $5 at a sale, thinking it was probably $25 to $40, and it wasn't. But you know, you can take a risk and stuff like that because you know it's at least gonna make you money. Huh, here's one, but this isn't the right one. This one goes for actually really good money. Well, the other one should be in here because it's a tool bag. I might have to dig for it for a minute, just a second. All right, it was at the very bottom down there, and I actually bought this at a sale that I was buying tons of glass at, strangely enough. But you can see right there, I paid $2 for it, and it sold for $20 plus shipping, so I'll take it. All right, really quick, I want to ask you to do me a favor if you're willing to. We have launched Dibbed It Threads, and we're having our big kind of grand opening live sale, and we've invited so many folks to come and sell live. I'm going to be co-hosting with different people on dibbeditthreads.com on Thursday, November 20th. If you are a clothes seller, I've encouraged everybody who's selling that day, bring your good stuff, $1 plus shipping and progressive shipping. And they said, yep, absolutely. So there should be some great deals to be had on some stuff over there. I hope for you anyways. It would be awesome if you come and join us, and if you don't, that's fine too. All right, y'all, Turner had last video off, and Reagan has this video off, huh? And Turner's going to say thank you to who?
Kimberly for buying a
Commonwealth picker, whatever this is. It's a black light. It's a Commonwealth picker keychain black light, and we have one left on CommonwealthPicker.com. I think that's it. We do have a couple on Dibbed It, but there you go.
Buy, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
You're supposed to hold it up. Thank you, buddy. All right, y'all. Like I said, I'm going to stop right here. I still have 10 more I could go through, but I'm not going to today because I got to go do some more work. But I really appreciate it. I look forward to this part of my day every single day, especially when my wife's going to ship it after I leave. Let's see. Is there anything she won't ship? I'm going to ship this for her, and I will ship this. She can do it, but she always likes it when I do those. And I'm going to ship those hoses too. And then I'm out of here. So all you folks out there who've been reselling for a long time really know what you're doing. Give your opinion. Doesn't have to match mine. Tell the folks out there who are new and thinking about it what you would do if you were a brand new reseller. Where would you start? Would you cross-list off the bat? I think that's a bad idea. Would you go to every platform right off the bat? I wouldn't. And I would definitely start on eBay. So let me know what you think down below. And I can't wait to see you next time.